There's a hidden rule behind every master you've ever admired, and if you don't understand it, you'll stay average forever. For centuries, this rule was never written down. It wasn't taught in schools, it wasn't explained in books, and yet, it quietly shaped some of the most dangerous warriors, the greatest artists, and the few people who seemed to master anything they touched, while everyone else stayed stuck repeating the same cycle, starting, stopping, and never breaking through. The strange part? Even today, almost nobody sees it, not because it's hidden, but because it's too simple for the modern mind to respect. And if you miss it, you don't just learn slower, you unknowingly train yourself to stay average. Hundreds of years ago, in a quiet village far from the noise of cities, there lived a boy who wanted more than anything to become something he wasn't. He wasn't born into power. He had no teacher, no status, no advantage. Just an obsession that refused to leave him alone. While everyone else accepted their place, he couldn't. He would watch the warriors pass through his village, studying every movement, every detail, every step. And in his mind, he was already one of them, stronger, faster, better. There was just one problem. Reality didn't agree. So he did what most people do when they want to get better. He tried to figure it out on his own. Every day before sunrise, he trained, copied what he saw, practiced harder than anyone else, pushed himself further, longer, more intensely. And in his mind, that should have been enough. But weeks turned into months, and something strange started to happen. He wasn't getting better, he was getting worse. One morning, as the mist still clung to the ground, he felt it before he heard it. A presence, still, silent, watching. "Your stance is wrong." The voice was calm, not loud, not aggressive, but absolute. The boy turned, and for a moment, everything in him froze. An older man stood behind him, worn, still, unreadable. The kind of presence that didn't need to prove anything, the kind that already had. Two swords rested at his side, but it wasn't the weapons that made him dangerous. It was the certainty in his stillness. The boy straightened immediately. "I've been training," he said quickly. "Every day." The man stepped closer, eyes scanning every detail, feet, posture, breathing. Silence stretched between them. Then, "You've been practicing," he paused, "how to do it wrong." The words landed without emotion, but they cut deeper than anything the boy had felt before. The boy's grip tightened. "I've studied everything I could find, techniques, strategies." The man shook his head slightly. "That's the problem." Another step forward. "You tried to understand before you learned how to follow. You tried to be original before becoming accurate." He held the boy's gaze. "And now, your body only knows mistakes." Silence. Heavy. Unavoidable. Then the man turned slightly, as if the conversation was already over. "There is a path. 3 stages. Miss the first, and the rest is useless." The boy swallowed. "Teach me." Then, finally, "If I do, you won't like what it requires." The next morning, before the sun had fully risen, he returned. No questions, no excuses, just presence. The old man was already there, waiting. "Today, you begin. Not to become better, but to become empty." The boy frowned slightly, but said nothing. The master stepped forward and adjusted his stance, just slightly. A few centimeters, a small shift in balance, barely noticeable. "Hold this." Minutes passed, then more. His legs began to shake. His mind grew restless. "This is pointless. This isn't real training. I should be learning something advanced." The master spoke, without even looking at him. "This is why you will fail. You believe mastery is built in intensity, but it is built in precision. In old Japanese teachings, there is a quiet understanding. To follow completely is the beginning of freedom. This stage is called shu, to obey, to copy, to remove yourself from the process. The boy's jaw tightened. Everything in him resisted this. Because this is where most people break. Let's be honest, this is where you break too. You don't want to copy. You want to understand. You want to add your own style. You want to feel smart, creative, unique. But that's your ego talking. And your ego is the thing slowing you down. The master finally turned toward him. You are not here to think. You are here to repeat. Exactly. Without deviation, without interpretation, without ego. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The same stance, the same movement, again and again and again. No variation, no creativity, just repetition. And something inside him began to crack. Not his body, his identity. Because in Shu, you don't improve who you are, you dismantle who you are. There's an old idea in Zen. The cup must be emptied before it can be filled. And this is the part no one wants to accept. You cannot become skilled while holding on to the belief that you already are. One day, without warning, it happened. He moved, and for the first time, it felt effortless. No thinking, no forcing, no hesitation, just movement. The master watched quietly. Now, he said softly, it begins.
6 months passed. The movements that once felt impossible now happened without effort. The body had learned, but the mind was still catching up. One morning, the master spoke again. You've learned to follow. A pause. Now, you must learn to break. The boy looked up, confused. Break. What? The master drew a circle in the dirt. Everything I've taught you lives inside this. He stepped back. Now, step outside it. And just like that, everything changed. For the first time, he was allowed to move freely, adjust, experiment, think. It felt liberating. Finally, he could express himself. Until it didn't. Because the moment freedom appeared, so did confusion. His movements became inconsistent. Some days sharp, other days sloppy. Old habits tried to creep back in. New ideas clashed with old discipline. And for a while, he actually got worse again. This is the stage no one talks about. Because this is where most people lie to themselves. They think they're being creative, when really, they're just being inconsistent. The master watched carefully, then said something that changed everything. Ha is not rebellion. It is understanding. If you break the rules without mastering them, you fall into chaos. But if you understand them deeply, you can bend them without losing structure. In old Japanese philosophy, there is a quiet principle. Form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. At first, it sounds meaningless. But what it really means is this. The form, what you learned, is not the truth. It's just a container. And once you understand what's inside it, you're no longer trapped by it. So the training changed again. Another instructor was introduced. Different style, different rhythm, different philosophy. Everything contradicted what he had learned. At first, it felt like starting over, like everything was breaking apart. But slowly, something deeper began to emerge. Patterns, not techniques, principles, timing, balance, energy, awareness, different forms, same truth. And for the first time, he wasn't just copying movement, he was understanding it. One day, it happened without warning. A movement he had never practiced before just appeared. Natural, effortless, correct. He stopped, confused. What was that? The master smiled faintly. Now, you're beginning to see. Years passed, no new techniques, no new lessons, just repetition and experience. At first, he still thought about what to do, which movement, which response. But slowly, something began to disappear. The thinking, the need to choose, the voice in his head grew quiet, until one day, it was gone. There is an old idea in Zen: when the self disappears, action becomes perfect. He didn't understand it before. Now, he felt it. One afternoon, during a chaotic exchange, it happened. No planning, no hesitation, no effort, just movement. Clean, precise, complete. And when it ended, he couldn't explain what he had done, because there was no he doing it, only response. The master watched quietly. You're no longer using the technique. The technique is using you. And this isn't philosophy, it's measurable. When someone reaches this level, the part of the brain responsible for conscious decision-making goes silent, and older, faster systems take over. You're no longer thinking through the skill, you are the skill. This is no form, no structure, no limitation, only awareness, responding in real time, like water, shapeless, but always correct. And this is where almost no one arrives. Not because it's impossible, but because it requires something most people will never accept: letting go.
Now bring this back to your life. Not 400 years ago, not in some distant village, right now. Because the truth is, you're not stuck because you're incapable. You're stuck because you skipped the path. You tried to be creative before being correct. You tried to go fast before going precise. You tried to stand out before building anything worth standing on. And it feels productive, doesn't it? Jumping between videos, trying different methods, starting, stopping, restarting. It feels like progress, but it's not. It's motion without direction. This is the trap of the modern world. You have access to everything, which means you commit to nothing. You watch 10 different experts, follow 5 different strategies, try 3 different approaches, and master none of them. Because mastery doesn't come from variety, it comes from depth. And depth is boring. It's repeating the same thing when your mind is begging for something new. It's staying in the phase that your ego wants to escape. Let's be real for a second. You don't avoid the basics because they don't work. You avoid them because they're uncomfortable, because they expose you. They force you to admit you're not as good as you thought. And most people would rather protect their ego than build real skill. So they stay in a loop, learning without applying, starting without finishing, trying without committing, and years go by with nothing to show for it. But here's the part most people don't want to hear. There is no shortcut. There never was. Every master you admire went through the same path, silently, patiently, repetitively. Not because they enjoyed it, but because they accepted it. And that's the difference. So now, you know the path. Not the shortcut, not the hack. The path. 3 stages. Simple, but not easy. And here's what most people don't realize. This was never just about learning a skill. It's about who you become while learning it. Because the version of you right now, the one that gets distracted, the one that avoids repetition, the one that wants results without process, that version will never reach mastery. But there's another version of you, quieter, more disciplined, more patient. The version that can repeat the same thing 1,000 times without needing validation. The version that can follow before trying to lead. That version already exists. The question is, which one are you going to feed? Because 5 years from now, you will either be someone who dabbled in everything, or someone who became exceptional at one thing. And that decision is not made in the future. It's made right now. So here's what you do. Choose one skill. Just one. Find someone who is already better than you. And for the next phase of your life, put your ego aside and enter Shu. Copy. Repeat. Master the basics until they disappear into you. Then break. Then transcend. Step by step. Repetition by repetition. There is no other way. And deep down,
You already knew that. If you're serious about mastery, don't just watch this and move on. Comment the one skill you're committing to. Not 5. Not, I'll try. 1. Because the moment you write it down, you stop being passive and you start the path. Shuhari. Now begin.